Hey mamas, you are listening to the Motherhood is Ghetto podcast. We all know motherhood can be a beautiful thing, but girl, it can also be ghetto. Join me as we discuss some of the best and worst parts of being a mom raising kids, all while trying to figure out this thing called life. This ghetto is a safe space, mamas. So welcome to the hood. Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode of Motherhood is Ghetto. My name is Joy, and how y'all doing out there? If y'all doing all right, you already know what to say. Say amen. I pray you are having a great day and a great week so far. And I missed you last week, mamas. I did not get a chance to get an episode uploaded for last Wednesday. So that is my apologies. I was busy living life, having fun, and all the things. So thank you for tuning into today's episode, and just know that for the month of May, I got episodes in the chamber for y'all. So don't worry. May is going to be filled with episodes, so you will not be left alone again for this month. Amen. But I'm glad that you're here today. And in today's episode, we're going to do a little bit of a reintroduction. And the reason why we're doing that is because I was looking at my analytics for last month and looking at listeners and viewership and all that stuff. And I happen to notice that in the month of April, specifically between the dates of April 9th and April 15th, I had the most streams and downloads um like ever within that week's period. And also too, I gained a lot of new listeners. Now, what I will say is new listeners doesn't actually equal like a new follows and new subscribers on YouTube. So I need us to fix that. Amen. So if you're listening to the podcast and you haven't yet hit the follow button on whichever platform you listen to your podcast on, or you have not subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, I need you to go ahead and do that. Please. Amen. While I am very, very grateful that there's a lot of new listeners and lots of streams and downloads happening, like I love that. Um, I need you to follow too. I need that. Amen. Because I want you to be a part of the hood and all that good stuff. So yeah, if that's you, if I'm talking to you right now, go ahead and hit that follow button so that way you're notified every time I upload a new podcast on the platform. And also to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I post the visuals there and the audio. So if you just want to listen and not watch, that's fine. Or if you like to do both, like it's all good. Um, and I'm going to start being a little more active on YouTube as well. So go ahead and subscribe. It costs nothing. It's free. Amen. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. And April was a pretty big month because I shared our family's story with autism, and that episode did very, very well. A lot of people were very interested in the information that I gave and was just like excited to, hear other perspectives as far as like autism. So that episode did really well, and I appreciate everyone who listened and got something from it. Amen. Because that was the whole point, was just to educate and spread awareness. So I'm really glad that that episode did so well. Um, so with that being said, this episode is going to be sort of a reintroduction because there are so many new listeners out there. And I know that a lot of people don't go like to the very first podcast episode that I did, like episode 1, where I kind of like, introduce the podcast and tell you about myself. But my my life has changed so much since episode 1, so I thought that it would be a good thing if I kinda just reintroduce myself to all the new listeners, so that way you know who I am and why I do this and what life looks like for me and my family now, because it's so much different. Like, I one of these days this week, I'll probably go back and listen to episode 1 just to, like, see how far I know I've come far, but it'll be interesting to see how I sounded then versus now. I'm pretty sure I sounded terrible, but if you want to go check out episode 1, but I was just wanted to kinda give an introduction of who I am to some of the new listeners. So that's what this episode is gonna be today, and let's jump into it. So I'm sure you know by listening to other episodes, amen. But my name is Joy. I am a mother of 3 amazing teenagers. I say teenagers because my youngest, he's about to be 12 in, like, 11 days, and even though he's not quite like a teenager yet, I mean, he acts like one, so I say that I have 3 teenagers. Um, I have one daughter, her name is Genesis, she's 15 years old. I have a son named Solomon, he is 13 years old, and my youngest son is Jahari, and he is about to be 12 years old. Um, I am also a widow. So if you did not know, I am a widow. I did lose my husband suddenly in 2022. So me and my kids have been navigating life um and all the stuff that comes with that. Pretty much on our own at this point. Of course, like we have people who support us and, like reach out and are there to help when we need it. But for the most part, I've been parenting my kids by myself, and it has been a journey. The same year I started my podcast was the same year my husband passed away. So I've just been doing this motherhood thing and figuring things out as I go. But I will definitely say that this has been a journey, a journey of learning, rediscovery, um, and a journey filled with, like, lots of happiness, lots of love, and of course, too, a lot of tears, a lot of hurt, but we're making it, amen. We're getting through it. Um, I am also, in addition to being a mom and, all that good stuff, I am the host of this podcast. So when I started this podcast, my main goal was to talk about my experiences being a mom. I love telling stories. I love storytellings, but I always found comfort and solace in sharing my experiences as a mom and then getting that confirmation from another parent that's like, I know exactly what you're talking about. Like, I know exactly what you mean. And just finding that commonality between other moms, it really made me feel good. So and I wanted to create this podcast just so that way, like, moms that were feeling like I was feeling, like, overwhelmed, stressed out, too much on their plate while life is still going on. I wanted moms to feel like they had access to someone who definitely knows how they feel and are going through the same things, and we can discuss those things and talk and create a safe space for each other to be able to let things go, let things out, talk it out just with people that like know what you're going through. And just as the name of the podcast suggests, like, it's ghetto. Like, motherhood is ghetto. As beautiful as it is and as amazing as it is, it's ghetto. And there's every day is ghetto. There's not a day that goes by that being a mom isn't ghetto. So that's the reason why I started the podcast. Also, too, I'm an aspiring motivational speaker. I really want to have opportunities like to travel the world and speak to women, be like a guest speaker on panels, like women's conferences and stuff, and really just pour into women with the knowledge that I have and just encourage them like to keep going, don't give up on their dreams. You know, raising the family, like and having kids, like that's monumental for sure. But I definitely want to put a message out there that, we can have our heart's desires too. And while we're helping our kids and our family reach their dreams and their goals, we can also do the same for ourselves. And that's pretty much like what I've been living by over the last few years because I definitely have worked really hard to create the type of life for my kids that is like a safe space. They're happy, they're comfortable, they can thrive in the life that I've created for us. And that's huge for me. But also too, at the same time, like I've been curating like the life that I know that I want to live as well. So once my kids are gone and it's just me, then it's not like I'm left feeling like, well, now they're gone, so I don't have a reason to do this, that, and the third anymore. Like, no, I'm going to continue to live my life and I'm going to continue to pursue the dream life that I have for myself or that I envision for myself. So I just want to spread that message and then help uplift and encourage women all over the world. So in the meantime, in between time, I hope that this is what this podcast is doing. That's pretty much like the why behind it. And of course, I am a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm an auntie, I'm a friend. So I have and wear a lot of hats. Um, in my regular personal life. But most importantly, like, I just love being a mom. I love being a mom to my kids. I love everything that comes with motherhood, the good, the bad, everything, because it's taught me so much. It's taught me so much about myself. It's taught me that I could do hard things, especially being a mom, raising a child with special needs. Like, I dare to say that that was probably the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my motherhood journey, and I'm still doing, amen, by the grace of God. Um, so that experience alone taught me that I'm stronger than what I think and that I'm an important part of my child's life and will be forever. It's just motherhood has just changed me in so many ways, and it continues to change me as I evolve and grow over the years. So yeah, that's pretty much me. There's nothing really else I could say because I'm a pretty boring person. Like I don't really have too much going on in my life that's exciting like to share, but that's mainly the gist of it. Um, as far as like hobbies and stuff like that, um again, like I love doing this podcast. I also got into creating digital products. So stay tuned for that because I'm also in the background. I'm building a website for the Motherhood is Ghetto podcast where it's going to be like the hub and the home for everything that I do creatively, like around this podcast. So you'll see like ways to listen to the podcast. You'll see a soundboard like for community space. So if you want to post anything or event or anything like that, then there'll be a community soundboard. There will also be links to the digital products that I've created, but I just wanted like a centralized hub that listeners could go to where you can connect with me. Also, too, like I'm gonna have a form on there so that way people can reach out, like if they want to have me as a guest on their podcast or if they want to be a guest on my podcast, which I'm a little nervous about, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and dive in. Amen. Um, because I do want the podcast to grow and evolve. And it's been super fun, like just it being like us one on one. But I do want to incorporate, guests guests on the show and stuff like that to add in different perspectives. So I'm really looking forward to that. And yeah, I haven't quite finished building it out yet, but stay tuned. You guys will be the first to know once everything is done and up. And yeah, so um, my vision and my goal for this podcast is just for it to reach whoever it needs to reach. The mom who's feeling overwhelmed, and all the way to the mom who's got it all together. Like life is good. Like I want to reach all mothers, as many as I can, just to offer this safe space and this community for us to learn from each other, reflect on things, educate each other, and just a space for us to release what we need to release, and just know that, like, there's a mom somewhere that's going through the exact same thing you're going through. So no one feels like they're out here just doing things alone. And that's my main goal with this community. So that's me, y'all. So I hope that this episode was helpful for the new listeners. So I'm going to go ahead and land the plane here. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you have any additional questions for me, any questions at all, please feel free to DM me on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at motherhood_ghetto. You could DM me there, anything like that. If you have any additional questions for me about motherhood, about mom life, about widow life, about raising a child with special needs, parenting teenagers, all that good stuff, I am more than happy to answer any questions. Or if you just want to connect, share a story, anything like that, I'm open to any and all of that. Amen. Also, too, don't forget to follow the show. So if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can follow the show there. Also, too, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Okay, amen. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. So that way you are, and then hit your notifications so that way you're notified when I upload. So again, if you missed me last Wednesday, I apologize. But remember, I'm a one-woman show over here. So not only am I a mom and running a household and doing all the things, I also do everything for this podcast. I'm the camera girl, I'm the editor, I am the show notes writer. I am the tech support. I do everything in the background. So if I do end up missing a week, that apologies in advance, but just know, like, I'm coming back. Amen. Okay. But thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, mamas. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast. Don't forget to follow the podcast and share with anyone who you think may enjoy it. And follow me on Instagram at motherhood_ghetto. Also, feel free to DM me if you have any experiences, opinions, or views on motherhood you'd like me to share on the podcast. Until next time, mamas.